I never said a word. Cross my heart, Alf.
Congratulations, Mr. Garnett. And you know what they say, don't you? Any man who gets married for a second time doesn't deserve to have lost his first wife. It's a joke to laugh. Well, they'll find a way. Well, there's a will, eh, Mr. Garnett? Yeah, by the way, I think you should make one of them out, you know? I mean, think of her. You start your jiggies after all these years, it might be a shock to your sister. You don't want to leave her destitute.
You mustn't mind my Fred. He don't mean nothing. It's just his way. He has to see the funny side of everything.
Yeah, well, I'll show him the funny side of my hand in a minute. If he wants to laugh, he should look in the mirror.
I was just having a joke, Mrs Hollingberry.
So was your mother when she had you, Paul.
His mother had him late in life.
Yeah, well, that's always a mistake.
Yes, I'm sure of it. His sister's a handsome woman. He was always the ugly duckling, poor Fred. I sometimes wonder what I ever saw in him. Not there now, anyway, whatever it was. Still, I mustn't grumble. We got a nice house. And there wasn't much choice for anybody in those days. There was all much of a muchness.
Oh, well, my late husband, George, God rest his soul, I mean, he was always a cut above most of them round here.
Well, I suppose I must have thought my Fred was at one time.
My George was a very smartly turned out man. Very well thought of. And very good looking. He was an MC.
Well, military cross.
Master of ceremonies at dances.
Only the Catholic ones.
Well, I only went to the Catholic ones.
But I knew your husband.
Well?
Nothing.
She can go on about me with the ugly duckling. You know, I could have had my pick, I could. Her choice might have been limited, but mine wasn't. My mother might have had me late in life, but at least I was her choice. But it wasn't the result of a drunken father. Talk about your family. 10 of them, you know. 10 of them, her mother has.
What are you doing?
Jim, I could have married Beauty. I had a good job and money, but my mother warned me against that. She said, you're not out buying a decoration for your house, she said. You're looking for a wife. Someone who's going to keep it smart and tidy. And when I took her home, Mum said, that's her. Marry her, because she won't stray. So I get the chance.
All for me.
I'm serious. She was my choice. Oh, yes. She's one in a million in her own way.
Oh, my God, he wants looking at.
Looks aren't everything, eh, dear? Beauty's only skin deep, Mr. Garnett, and it soon wears off as they get older. I mean, it's like anything. It's like, take my motor. Pretty as a picture she was when I bought her, shiny with new paint she was, but now, clapped out she is now. Clapped out, just like, well, any people, isn't it? No, I wasn't looking for beauty. I wasn't daft. I knew what I wanted. Nothing lasts, Mr. Garnett. Not in pristine condition, as the government's finding out with its health service. It's a question of the cost of keeping them on the road, you know? It's a new gearbox with the car. What it might be with her, I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I can't look under the bonnet. But after 20 years, the bodywork starts to show its age. Bits fall off. The big end might blow it. What I've got to decide is, can I afford to keep it on the road? I mean, as soon as you patch up something, something else falls off. It's all right for your doctors and your mechanics, they're earning out of it. But I'm going to take you to. If you were cars, you wouldn't pass your MOTs. I'm sorry. No offence meant, Mr. Garnett, but it's true, isn't it, eh? Has Maggie Thatcher thought of this? Privatise the National Health Service. Abandon them all to market forces. That's what she's going to do, eh? Hey, good old Maggie.
Oh, I think you've had enough of that.
No, I'm going to have another.
You fool.
You mustn't let my Fred upset you, Mr. Garnett. It's just his way with people. He loves Mrs. Thatcher. He won't hear a word said against her. It was all Adolf Hitler at one time. But since Mrs Thatcher's took over, poor Adolf's had to take a back seat. He used to praise that man so much. I said to him once, I said, Fred, you keep going on like that about Mr Hitler, people will get the wrong impression.
Congratulations, Mr Garnett. And if you get as much happiness out of her as I've had out of my little old Dutch here, you won't be doing too bad. You know. There ain't
Put a shop in it!
Because I've done well. I'm happy. We're happy, aren't we, dear? In our own way.
Yes, in our own way, I suppose. You loved your wife, didn't you, Mr Garnett?
Oh, yeah.
And she loved you?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. She always said if she hadn't married you, she'd have probably ended up marrying somebody just like you.